It can happen to anyone at any time. Car accidents can cause pain, suffering, and be costly as well.
This morning we welcome Adam Seifer and Matthew Flatow with SeiferFlatow. Good morning to both of you. Thank you for being in your Panthers paraphernalia.
Like the colors.
Morning, Colleen.
You look great. One of the first questions many of us might ask if we're injured in a car accident is, how will I pay for my medical treatment?
Well, typically the medical treatment, unfortunately, is paid for at the end by the insurance company when you settle the case. So up until that point, you have to take care of, your medical bills and that sort of thing, because you don't want them to go into collections. If you have health insurance, they'll help defray some of the costs. But other than that, an attorney can also help get in with certain doctors who are willing to take payment at the end of the case instead of requiring payment up front and that sort of thing. So,
what about you get in this accident and you can't go to work? What about that pay? What happens there?
Sure.
Yeah, a lot of employers will have a short-term disability or other options, but if you have a job that doesn't provide those benefits, what we ask the employer to do is to fill out basically an absentee form, and we submit it to the insurance company and try to get you reimbursed for the time you were out of work.
What if your injuries are worse than you thought and you're not getting better?
Well, the reality is, everyone has to look at the whole picture, and we tell people the insurance companies are pretty sharp, and they'll call you the day after the accident and offer you some money, and it might even sound good. But the reality is a lot of injuries get worse over time, not better. So if you take an amount of money at the beginning, you don't really know the whole picture. So we like to tell people there's no rush. I know money sounds great, but let it play out, and we won't even talk about settling a case until your doctor says you're done, you're as good as you're going to get, no more treatment recommended. That's the time we recommend looking at settling your case, not at the beginning.
Is there a typical amount, like an average, that your case is going to be worth? How do you know how much it's worth?
Every case is different. It's hard to put a value on something when you're talking about pain and suffering and that sort of thing. Unfortunately, the way our system works, that's the only way that we can do it, is to monetize it. But every case is different depending on what your injuries are, how long it took you to heal. Also, a lot of it depends on who the insurance company is. A lot of them have their own guidelines by what they are willing to offer.
And the reality is, everyone's different. If you have a 65-year-old person who gets in a very minor car accident, they might be really badly hurt.
Right.
While at the Panthers game this weekend, you're going to see some very large men have collisions that would put us all out for a month, and they're going to bounce back and play the next play. So, every case is completely different. It's not just the size of the accident, but who's involved in it.
Sure, good point. How do you file a personal injury claim in North Carolina?
The claim would be opened by the insurance, through the insurance company. So either you yourself or we as the law firm would open the claim on your behalf with the insurance company. They would then do their investigation, make sure they're responsible for paying out. In this state, we're one of 5 states that has what's called contributory negligence, which is if you're 1% at fault, you get nothing. So it's very important that you do get somebody who knows what they're doing to level the playing field early on, because again, if they take your recorded statement and you say, well, I could have avoided them by swerving in the last second and I didn't, they might deny your claim, and then at that point all you can do is file a lawsuit to try to get compensated.
And you talk about insurance companies being, a lot of them, pretty quick to call, and they make you an offer. Maybe they're paying for your car, maybe they're paying for your medical. Do you still need an attorney?
Well, that's the thing. We always tell people it might sound like a good offer, and it might even be a good offer, but the insurance companies have teams of lawyers guiding them every step of the way. It doesn't hurt to pick up the phone and call, and if you call a law firm like ours and they made you an offer, and that sounds like a good offer, we tell people all the time, take it.
That's a
you don't
good
need
offer.
to hire us.
Right.
But we don't charge for that consultation. Sometimes we get calls and it's, that's not nearly enough, or as I said earlier, the medical treatment isn't done and we'll tell you to pump the brakes. Let's see how this plays out before you do anything.
You don't want to be too quick. I was in a head-on collision on Albemarle Road, and I did settle kind of quick.
Right.
I wasn't a person that's going to go take somebody to court, and I still had pain from it. And,
Absolutely.
It wasn't over. Just like you said, you should wait.
Yeah, and that's what they're banking on as well, that they can get somebody who's inexperienced, and they'll say, oh, well, I feel okay today, I'll take $500, but you're signing over your rights to do anything down the line, and at that point we can't get involved because the case has been settled.
These guys are great. They have a great team at SeiferFlatow. To learn more about personal injury, call SeiferFlatow. The number is 704-512-0606. Again, 704-512-0606. Or visit them online. It's SeiferFlatowLaw.com. Note the spelling there. It's right on your screen. Thank you so much for being here today.
We'll be coming out to visit Eugene shortly.
Have fun at the Super Bowl.
Go Panthers.
Enjoy yourselves.
That's right.
Have a good time.
Absolutely.
All right, still to come this morning on Charlotte Today.